Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband. And let not the husband put away his wife. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned, and if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth, but if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband, and likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. Likewise ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. For this is the will of God, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication, that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor, not in the lust of concupiscence, even as the Gentiles which know not God. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church, and gave himself for it. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. But fornication, and all uncleanness, or covetousness, let it not be once named among you, as becometh saints. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived, and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. I made a covenant with mine eyes, why then should I think upon a maid? And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. But from the beginning of the creation God made them male and female. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. For the goodman is not at home, he is gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, and make not provision for the flesh, to fulfill the lusts thereof. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. How fair is thy love, my sister, my spouse! How much better is thy love than wine, and the smell of thine ointments than all spices. Thy navel is like a round goblet, which wanteth not liquor. Thy belly is like an heap of wheat set about with lilies. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. He feedeth among the lilies. Thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins, which feed among the lilies. Thou hast ravished my heart, my sister, my spouse. Thou hast ravished my heart with one of thine eyes, with one chain of thy neck. I am my beloved's, and his desire is toward me. How fair and how pleasant art thou, O love, for delights!